Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Really excited for today's video because I'm going to be doing my first ever readathon 24-hour reading challenge. I have seen this everywhere on YouTube and I just love the concept. I like the idea of trying to get through as many books as possible in 24 hours. So we're gonna give it a go. I already have some books picked out. I'm gonna go through them really quickly. That's gonna be today's video. If you are new to my channel, thank you guys so much for watching. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you like reading challenges, if you like bookish content, if you like me. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. But without further ado, let's get into today's video. Alright, so some of the books that I have picked out are from just my TBR list. I have had them on my shelf and I really want to get through reading them, so we're gonna go over them really quickly. The first one is Saint by Adrienne Young. This is like a spin-off off the Fable duology, and I'm really excited to get to reading this because the cover, first off, is just beautiful. But secondly, I really liked Saint's character in the Fable duology. Next is Dark Shores by Danielle Jensen. I just picked this up on Thrift Books, and this is its own separate series. I think this is book one in a series, and it's also with pirates, so I don't know, it's just a random theme. I actually didn't do that on purpose. Complete accident. The reason why I even got this book, I have no idea what it's about, but I got it because I love the Bridge Kingdom so much. I like her writing, so I wanted to get another one of her books. I've heard good things about Dark Shores, so I picked it up, and I hopefully will get to read this in this 24-hour challenge as well. But I don't really know much about the story other than apparently there's got pirates in it, so yeah. This book I am really excited to read. This is called A Defense of Honor by Christy Ann Hunter, and this was in the Christian fiction section of Barnes & Noble. I've never read a Christian fiction. I don't even know what constitute that genre, so I'm really excited to get into this because it is a Regency romance, so I'm thinking Pride and Prejudice vibes, maybe, you know, clean historical romance fiction book. Yeah, we're just throwing it into the pile. And then the last book is from one of the books that I had wrapped in a previous video for my blind date with a book video. I have a little jar with like the papers that I folded up for the numbers that correspond to the books that I've wrapped. So we're just gonna go and pick a number out of here, unwrap it, and figure out what that book is, and we'll throw it into the pile as well. So I'm just gonna go through this. Okay, here we go. And it's book number 5. All right, so we're going to go ahead and I actually have no idea what this book is. I'm excited. I think it's fantasy. I know what it is. It's not fantasy. Ooh, this is exciting. We have Vicious by V.E. Schwab. I've been meaning to read this. I have not gotten around to reading it yet. I'm so excited to. This, I think, is like magical realism and mystery. I'm thinking, I don't really know, but V.E. Schwab wrote The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, and that was one of my favorite books that I've read, I think in 2021. Really, really good book. So I'm excited to read more from her, and that's a fun little twist on today's book pile. So let's figure out which one I want to read first. I've got 4 books to choose from. You know what? I think out of these 4, we're gonna go with, we're gonna start off strong. We're going with Vicious. I'm excited to really just dive into this book. I'm gonna get my highlighters, I'm gonna get my bookmark, and we're just gonna go ahead and get to reading. So let's go.
Close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left.
The next morning.
update on my reading. So I've been reading for about an hour and 46 minutes, and I am roughly halfway through Vicious, like almost halfway. The beginning was really slow. It was definitely a slow start, and I didn't know if I was going to be interested in the book, and then it really picked up the story because honestly I was confused. A lot of moving parts were going back and forth in time during timelines, so I didn't really know what was happening, but now I got it, and it's weird, but I like it. I didn't know what genre this is. I still don't really know what genre this is. Like, it's definitely fiction, magical realism, science fiction. I guess that would be the closest thing to it. It's giving Frankenstein meets X-Men. I don't know how else to describe this book other than those two movies. So yeah, that's where we're at. I'm on chapter 31 and I'm excited to finish this. It's currently 2:53 and I go to the gym at 5, so maybe in a couple of hours I should be through another 100 pages or so. So yeah, I will give you another update when I finish this book. Okay, you guys, I have just finished reading Vicious. It's been 4 hours and 59 minutes, like literally almost 5 hours. But we finished the book, and it was weird, but like a good weird, like kind of dark, definitely a dark science fiction book here. But interesting. Like I really just wanted to know how it was going to end, because just the whole premise and the concept of the characters in this book was really unique and original, so it had my attention, which I liked, but it was also dark, so I kind of like it. So I'm gonna read you guys, like, if you don't know what this book is about, I'm just gonna read you the back because I feel like it will give a good synopsis without giving anything away, and I don't want to give any spoilers. So basically it's about these two characters named Victor and Eli. They're college roommates, and they have like they're like really smart. They're arrogant, they're brilliant, and they have a lot of ambition, and they basically both share a shared interest in this research project based off of adrenaline and near-death experiences, and how it can correlate to some supernatural events that they've been noticing happening, and they want to know if they're related. So what is the relation between these? How can they create it themselves in a way, these supernatural events? Basically, the thought is that under the right conditions, someone can develop extraordinary abilities. But the problem is that their thesis moves from just like a hypothesis, just a question, to an actual experiment, and then things kind of go downhill from there. So when I say it reminded me of Frankenstein, that's kind of why. It was like, you know, a lot of experiments, a lot of trying to play God, right? Like, and then X-Men, yeah, because, you know, extraordinary abilities, all of that. So wow, I actually did not know that was what this book was about at all. I didn't get it. So I'm really glad I read this. I think I'm gonna give this a 3.75 stars, only because it was kind of dark, and, you know, but as far as the plot and the writing, like, wow. V.E. Schwab is an amazing writer. Like, let's just start there. She's incredible. So if you're interested in any of her books, recommend The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. And I do recommend this book as well if you're okay with this type of sci-fi writing. It's good. It's definitely good. I would even consider it a 4-star book. Yeah. Apparently there is a sequel called Vengeful. I don't know exactly what that would be about, but maybe I'll read that. I don't know, but I feel like this was a good book just as itself. I don't think it needs a sequel in my opinion. So yeah. It is currently like 10:30 right now, so I may just go ahead and get ready for bed, take off my makeup, brush my teeth, and then maybe start another book. I think I want to read something lighthearted, so I may grab either Saint or the other book that I had. I don't even remember the name. It was that Christian Regency romance book that I had. I don't remember the name, but I'm gonna think it over while I brush my teeth and get ready for bed, do my skincare, and maybe I'll fall asleep reading one of those. So we'll see. Good morning. It is a new day, a new week. We have our smoothie and our book, and yeah, we just started Dark Shores a while ago. I'm about a little over halfway through with it, and I figured I'd check in and talk about it a little bit. It was a little slow for me in the beginning, and I kept switching back and forth between like audio and then like physical copy. So I got a little confused. We're in it now and it's getting good, and I'm liking the characters more, learning about them, and we go back and forth POV, so it's dual POV, Tariana and Marcus, and kind of what they're doing together. So I don't really want to get too much into it and like give things away. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. It's one thing that Danielle Jensen does really well is she knows how to write politics in her fantasy worlds very well. So I'll give her that. If that's not your thing, you may not like it, because there is a lot of that in this book and in the Bridge Kingdom, but it's just really interesting to read to me. So it may not make it a very fast-paced book, but it's very interesting. So I still like reading it, even though I'm not like whizzing through it. All right, let's get back to reading, and I'll catch up with you when I finish this book. You guys, we failed miserably. This challenge, this is in my defense, okay? This was my first reading challenge, readathon, whatever, and I did not realize how much time I spend, like, because you're timing yourself, you realize really quickly how little time you spend reading. Like, I don't know, like, it could just be me, but I just realized, like, oh, I have this to do, I have this to do, I have this to do. I'm like, I always have things to do, but I felt like for this challenge I just felt so much pressure to do other things, not actually read. So I failed miserably, and I only got through 2 books. So we're gonna talk about it. We'll try again next time with another readathon, see if I can get through more books, because I really wanted to read Defense of Honor, but I'm just gonna push that to another reading vlog and talk about that at another time. But I want to talk about the books that I did read, because I want to give my ratings, and I just want to talk about them a little bit more than I have earlier in this video. So Dark Shores by Danielle L. Jensen. I took off the cover. Does anyone else take off the book sleeve when they're reading a hardcover? Because I just feel like it makes it easier to read. They always slide and they're just in your way all the time. So anyway, Dark Shores is a young adult fantasy, and I thought it was primarily a pirate book, but it has so many references, and in the back, which is really cool that the author did this, because I didn't know, but you learn that there is a lot of references to the ancient Roman Empire. So she has like a glossary in the back, and just read this little excerpt. You can read through the names and the terms that she uses and what they mean. Yeah, I just found that super interesting, as well as the acknowledgements. You can kind of take a look at that. She goes into detail there as well. That's that. Now on to the actual storyline. I liked this book. The beginning was kind of slow going for me, and I had different expectations in my mind going into it. I think the action really picks up towards the second half of the book. I think their relationship just started really taking fruition towards the second half of the book, and I wanted that to happen. So I was looking forward to it, and then when it finally did happen, I was just like, yes, all for it. Let's start reading more about this. And not to say that the rest of the story was bad, because it really wasn't. It's a lot of politics. It's a lot of understanding this world and why they are doing what they're doing. Yeah, I loved Marcus's character. He is so our two main characters were, it's dual POV, like I mentioned earlier. We have Tariana and Marcus. Tariana is very strong-willed. She's very strong. She's very independent, and her mom basically run this ship together, and she has to take matters into her own hands and do a lot of stuff to save her people. And she has to work alongside Marcus, and Marcus is, you know, working for the Empire. He is like a head legionnaire guy and very powerful in his own way, and he's super broody and he's moody and he doesn't smile, and it's, you know, you have the kind of like the grumpy sunshine, but they're both kind of grumpy in a way. So yeah, really good. I loved his character. You still do question his motives as well. You're also questioning, I found myself questioning, like, is he really a good guy or is he not a good guy? Like, yes, you're gonna read books where you're gonna see that the characters were pushed by outside forces like the government and things like that, but also, is there any moment where you're able to put your foot down and just stand up for the people you're supposed to be defending? Like, does he have that option? That's a really cool question that's brought up in this book. And whether, you know, characters are redeemable, whether when you're working in a situation like that, when you're put in that position against your will, are you still a redeemable person? Can you still be a good person even though you've done a lot of bad things? So I liked that theme in the book as well. But yeah, I would give this a 4 stars, as well as Vicious by V. Schwab. But yeah, that is the readathon. But that's gonna be it from me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this super random little vlog. And if you like readathons, let me know. If you've done them before, what would you suggest that I do to improve my my reading times? Like, should I actually try and stay up all night? Like, I don't know, because if that's the case, let me know. I will go to the store and get some Celsius, like, ASAP, because I really want to be able to read more during these challenges, and I wasn't able to do that. So that's gonna be the plan for next time. But yeah, thank you again so much for watching, and until next time, I will see you in my next video. Bye.